Alright, what is going on, my dudes? We're back here today with the next champion entering Mcoc. We're talking about Dust. Now, Dust is a really cool character, man. Her character model looks incredible. The lighting in this background is a little bit dark, so you can't really see the cool colors. But they look pretty nice. They look pretty nice when you can actually see them. We're gonna leave the background, though, because I like the little, the magma and everything. Alright. Let's start breaking down this champ, talking about what she can do. She has some nice, interesting utility going on, and her damage gets pretty darn spicy, alright? So, first things first, we'll talk about her sig ability. Not super duper needed, alright? When either champion's combo meter reaches a multiple of 10, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, right? You have up to a 100% chance to inflict a sand debuff on the opponent for 6 seconds. Totally unnecessary, definitely nice to have. On top of that, when fighting against skilled champions while Sandstorm is active, you can block unblockable specials. Again, completely unnecessary, right? And whenever Dust prevents a bleed effect via immunity, there's up to a 100% chance to inflict a sand debuff. Once again, completely unnecessary. So, pretty much everything you see in this video today, we're going to be rolling just with the 7-star duped one, just to make life easy. But basically, if you pull like a 7-star unduped Dust, you do not need her awakened. She's totally fine unduped. Alright, so she has the same immunities as Sandman, okay? She has bleed, poison, and shock immunity, which is very relevant for stuff like hazard shift, right? Really nice set of immunities there. Also, her light attacks and her heavy attacks don't make contact with the opponent, which is nice for like Korg, for example. Korg, Atuma, right? Thorns, all champions where you don't want to make contact. When Dust performs a well-timed block, incoming attacks have a 100% chance to glance. That's really solid, actually. So that's going to be, I'm pretty sure it's going to be solid for stuff like kinetic transference, right? Masochism she should get around, which is really nice. As a defender, this triggers on any block against basic attacks, so like Valkyrie is not going to work for her, Spidey 2099 is not going to work for her. I take personal offense to that. And also, I know people are going to hate this, but if the opponent has the willpower mastery active, it is removed, alright? So that's annoying when you're fighting her for sure, but also it's actually really nice for fighting like Kingpin, for example. So Kingpin won't be healing ever, right? Which is really nice, because she's a great Kingpin counter. Same thing for like Atuma. He won't be healing from the concussions, right, or the rage debuffs. Sand effects. Whenever the opponent or their block is struck by a medium or has a hit glance, they're inflicted with the sand debuff for 6 seconds. If you punish a heavy attack or a special attack with a light or a medium, you inflict 2 sand debuffs for 6 seconds, okay? So if you punish like a heavy attack with a medium, you're going to put 3 on, which is kind of nice. When the opponent purifies the debuff, she deals a burst of damage and inflicts an indefinite sand passive, and if that purified debuff was a sand debuff, you're going to have 3 sand passives. So she could build up very quickly against like skill purifiers. Her light attacks are going to purify 1 debuff on the opponent, okay? So again, you put the sand debuffs on with the medium attacks and you use the light to purify and turn it into a passive, okay? Inflicting Dust with an Incinerate or Plasma will crystallize her sand, removing 1 sand effect from her opponent. Alright, so that's like not super duper relevant, like when you're fighting her, like you don't really need to like have this as a counter, but just keep that in mind. Now, the Sandstorm. As an attacker, when she performs a heavy attack, she spins up a Sandstorm for 16 seconds. As a defender, this happens when there are 4 sand effects on you as an attacker, okay? When the Sandstorm is spun up, she removes all sand on the opponent, and for each effect removed, she gains a prowess passive until the Sandstorm ends. Now, you can have up to 99, right? So that's a lot of prowess. While Sandstorm is active, though, whenever she would inflict a sand effect with like her medium attacks, she instead gains an additional prowess, so she keeps building those, okay? If you already had like 99, you don't have to build anymore, but if you didn't and you activate Sandstorm early, that's totally fine, alright? On top of that, you also get a power efficiency passive, reducing the cost of special attacks by 3% each for 8 seconds. Now, when you use your light attack, you pause those, so if you're doing like combos to like have stuff purified and like to gain like more of those passives, you can keep them paused with the light attacks, alright? As an attacker, the opponent's basic attacks have a 60% chance to glance anytime they hit her block, and of course, when she glances, she's going to put a sand, and in Sandstorm, when she puts a sand, she actually gains prowess and power efficiency. Now, while the Sandstorm is active, she's kind of like Tyranitar in Pokemon, alright? She's going to be dealing Sandstorm damage the entire time it's on. When the opponent is blocking, this damage is reduced. I've seen a lot of people saying this is unavoidable on defense. That's not true. You just can't have her activate the Sandstorm, and she does that when she puts 4 sand debuffs on you, so don't let that happen, okay? Now, on top of that, she gains a Grit passive. Now, Grit passive attacks unstoppable opponents as if they're not, okay? So good for, like, Kingpin Special 2, Mole Man, right? You don't have to worry about the unstoppable. The Sandstorm is paused during the opponent's special attacks and expires 50% slower during her special attacks, okay? Now, the special attacks here. We're going to go in reverse order here. The Special 3 does not consume any power. Very cool. It also can't be activated when Sandstorm is active. The special attack spins up a Sandstorm for 22 seconds, and it doesn't have a cooldown, and while that Sandstorm is active, anytime she would inflict sand, she also deals a burst of damage. Okay? So Special 3 for, like, longer fights for sure. You want to have a bit of a longer Sandstorm. Special 2, though, this is where a lot of the damage comes from. The final 3 hits inflict physical vulnerability debuffs for 20 seconds. Of course, you can purify those, right, with the light attack, and if you do that, their potency is increased by 50%, all right? Now, if Sandstorm is active, the final hit inflicts a stun passive for 2 seconds. Now, with power efficiency, you can kind of like spam Special 2s, Special 1s to close out the fight. And the Special 1, each hit inflicts a sand debuff for 6 seconds. These can be inflicted through block. The final 2 hits inflict an additional sand debuff, okay? So, basically, she has a lot of words, but at the end of the day, she's very simple. She can glance when she blocks, she has very nice immunities, and she does sand in different ways, okay? She uses a heavy or a Special 3 to make a Sandstorm, and then she spams specials. Let's go ahead and take a look, alright? So, we're going to be using this little dummy Winter Soldier today. This is not Realm of Legends Winter Soldier, so the AI is going to be a little bit better. I'm going to show you like a nice little rotation here. So as you can see, like medium attacks, we're going to be placing those sands. Every time we parry, we're going to be doing a sand, alright? Check it out, alright? Boom. So what I'm doing here is I'm kind of like alternating between mediums and lights. So I want to make sure I always have a sand on the opponent when I'm doing a light attack, okay? So if there's like, if I've done like medium light, right, and there's 0 sand, instead of going for more light attacks, I'm just going to go for medium light medium in that scenario, alright? Now this is a shorter fight. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to spin up a Sandstorm with my heavy attack, okay? Now I can't use a Special 3. And I'm going to go for the Special 2 here after I build a couple more power efficiencies. And as you can see, I'm at 1.5 bars of power. Winter Soldier's dead. If I had a relic, I could have relicked into Special 2 into Special 1, right? So that was about 200,000 health. And it probably could have been about 300,000 by the end of that cycle, which is like a very solid rotation for like a battleground size health pool. But what if we have 700,000 health Winter Soldier here, right? So we're going to ramp the same kind of way, but we are going to ramp all the way up to 99 sand, because why the heck not, man? The world is our oyster and we can do whatever we want. So we're going to bait out specials from this guy so he's at 0 bars of power. We're going to go ahead and parry before the Special 3. That way they are stunned and we can go right in, okay? So we're going for the Special 3 at max ramp. It took like 45 seconds to get there, right? And now we're going to build some power efficiency. We have a very long Sandstorm, 22 seconds, okay? And here we go with the Special 2. And look, we already have another Special 2 available, right? We're going to go in there. We're going to purify these stuns. I'm actually going to bait out a special attack because there are no laws saying we have to play super duper aggressively here. We're going to go for another Special 2. And now the damage is really starting to tick up because of all those physical vulnerabilities, and we're going to finish off with a Special 1 here into another Special 1, and the prowess and the physical vulnerability start to get really, really nice, okay? That was 700,000 health in about 2 minutes, which is not bad at all. Now, she does really well against purifiers who purify naturally, because they're going to be getting those sand passives like it's their job, alright? So even if they purify the rage debuffs here, as you can see in just a moment, boom, 18 sand for doing nothing! We did nothing here. Look at all that sand that we got going on. So she's a really great Kingpin counter, okay? Because the willpower mastery is turned off. She can block unblockable specials while the Sandstorm is active, and she has the grit, so she can ignore his unstoppable. So every single thing that Kingpin does, she counters, and she takes advantage of his purification. As you can see, we have 12 hits in our combo, and there's 71, 74, 86 sand passives. We're ramping up by just doing combos, basically, man. Getting to that Special 3. We don't even need the Special 3, really. In Battlegrounds, we would go for Special 2, but this is about 600,000 health here, okay? So at this point, we're going to bait out one more Special 1 from Kingpin, and we're going to go for the Special 3. And, yep. Nice little fun animation there. okay? Hit him with the sand. We're going to go Beta Special 1. He has no power at all. This is going to be very, very nice, okay? Again, when they purify debuffs, we gain sand, and that means we gain power efficiency, which is something that we definitely like to have, okay? We're going to go in here, bam, special 2. We already have another special 2. We have it right there. Look at that. And we have grit, so we're not worried about if he uses the unstoppable here. It's totally fine, but he's stunned. And look, we can do it again. We have another stun, and of course, we have the special 1 coming up right after that, and the damage just starts going absolutely crazy, man. So yeah, that's Dust, dude. She's very darn solid. She's very good at what she does. She counters the skilled champions who purify really, really well. She's a lot of fun to use. Her animations are great. Her immunities are nice. She's cool, man. She's really cool. You know, the mutant class has definitely needed a boost for a while, in my opinion. Sinister is getting a buff now, which is nice. Onslaught was just released, which is nice. Dust is a very nice addition to the mutant class, I believe. Yeah, man. Looking pretty nice for mutants. Hopefully we get some more good ones this year. We'll have to see. But that's it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, drop your boy a big ol' like and let me know what you think about Dust in the comment section below. I'll be seeing you around, man.